Hello and welcome to the Matthew Alton Art channel again. Well, here we are again, day 6 of the Sketch Every Day for a Week challenge. You can see I'm working on something very tiny for this day. I have sometimes done ACEO sized paintings and drawings. It stands for Art Cards, Editions and Originals, and they are collectible small pieces of art that people like because they're small and affordable. And I sold one on Etsy last night, and so for today's sketch I thought I would replace the one that I sold on Etsy with a new one. So it's a departure from pencil sketching for this 7-day challenge, and we're actually using gouache on 300-gram paper. Obviously, for such a small painting, you want a small subject, and I had the idea while I was out in Leamington Spa to do some hawthorn leaves and berries, as it's autumn. So I stopped on the drive back and I picked some and arranged them in a still life, and this is the result. You can see that I started this little 3.5 inch by 2.5 inch piece of work. That's the standard size for an ACEO art card. I started it by drawing it out, then erased it because of course I'm using gouache, which can be quite transparent if you put it on thinly. It is an opaque paint, but I didn't want the lines of the drawing to show anywhere through, so I erased it mainly. And then I've started with the Arteza gouache paints and a water-filled brush here, you can see. I like these Derwent water-filled brushes because they come to a really fine point, and obviously for work this small you do need to have some very fine lines in it to make it look real. Also using a rigger brush there. I think the ACEO cards sell well on Etsy because they're affordable, and they're also easy to post to people, so they're good from that point of view as well. So I've always got one or two on the site for people to sort of support you without going to the expense or whatever of having a full-size painting from you. I certainly enjoyed a change from the pencil that I've been doing every day for quite a while now. So it was nice to be using some paints. It is for sale on Etsy. If anybody wants to visit the Etsy site and purchase it, then it is for sale. Just putting the bright red berries on now, or the beginnings of them. I'll probably do some more of these art cards over the next few weeks. Maybe somebody might buy them for Christmas for people because they're affordable. You can see I'm just building it up gradually, working from the left to right again as usual. With a piece this small, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, because of course it's so small you're not really got any smudging ability really, because your hand won't cover the right hand side of the work. Now building up the leaves on the right hand side, as you can see. Starting quite transparently really with this gouache, quite a thin mix, and then building up with darker greens as you'll see as we go on. Now just adding some of the soft shadows underneath the stalk and the leaves. Of course, with watercolour of any kind, gouache or normal traditional watercolour, you do have to let things dry before you apply something else, unless you want a very soft edge. But for this, I didn't really. There's an example of why gouache is different to watercolour. I've just put some lighter green on the leaves on the left-hand side. You wouldn't be able to do that with watercolour, really. Now adding some shadow behind the right-hand leaves to make them pop and stand out. It's so tiny you can't really see it very well on the video, and I've zoomed the video in there as well. Well, here's the final little sketch. Overall, quite pleased with it. It's perhaps a little muddy on the right hand side where the shadows are, but overall quite pleased with it. And it was lovely to be doing something different to just the pencil sketching that I've been doing repeatedly for the last 6 days, as this is day 6. So there's one more day to go. I hope you'll join me for the last day of the challenge. See what I come up with then. I'm actually attending a Scottish Borders life drawing group Zoom session where it's a portrait session where the people drawing actually pose for each other, and they're very, very quick poses of 7 to 10 minutes to do a whole portrait. So I expect it will be my sketch tomorrow. It will be that. I don't really want to be doing sketching during the day and then do a mammoth sketch session in the evening, because it's very tiring doing that many portraits in that short time. So I expect to be back to portraits tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then give it a thumbs up. Do comment on the video if you've enjoyed it. And also do subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you tomorrow, probably for a portrait marathon. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.